I did another video on the Christmas lights and how to fix them, troubleshoot them if they're not working properly. Somebody had asked me to do a video on how to use one of these multimeters. This is usually an electrician's tool, and this particular one is pretty inexpensive. I think maybe $20, $25, and it comes with an outlet tester. Some of them come with like a contactless voltage checker. And you can do a bunch of different things. Some things that are handy for around the house could be checking batteries. So you put it on bat 9 volts. Take the leads. One is in COM, and then the red one is this one here, not the 10 amp, low current. And you can take the leads and then test. You can see this is under 9 volts, so this one is starting to die, but it still has a little bit of juice. Little tip, if it's, see how that says 8.5, if you get them backwards, you'll see a negative there, because I have the positive lead, which is this red one, on the negative side of the battery. Just something to keep in mind. Another thing you can do is continuity testing. So continuity testing tests, as I showed in my other video, fuses. This is an auto fuse. You can check if a fuse is bad. The way it works is if there's, this particular one is 20 amps of current. 20 amps of current can go through this. If any more current goes through it, then this fuse will blow and it will break this circuit. And then whatever it was powering on that circuit would stop working. You can check fuses by putting it on the continuity setting. What it does is it sends a small amount of current through the leads, and if it completes the circuit, it will beep. Okay, it beeps, so this is a good fuse. These little fuses come with your Christmas lights, and they actually are 2 little fuses, well, 1 fuse for each circuit. A circuit is usually about 50 lights, 50 of these little lights or so, and they are powered in series, meaning power goes to this light bulb, then it goes to the next one, then the next one, then the next one. Several strands are powered in parallel, so you have 120 volts going through, and then you have each strand of 50. You can have one strand not working and the rest working, which is why you'll see that some of your lights are working and some aren't, because one of those strands has stopped working. I did another video on some troubleshooting on that. A lot of reasons are loose bulb, especially these old incandescent bulbs. They need to each be in properly for the circuit to be complete. And if any one is loose or missing, then that circuit will not be complete, and then it won't light up. Of course, also each bulb could be bad. The filament could be burnt out. The little filament inside there could be burnt out, and then for the same reason, that will stop the light strand from working. If there's a problem with the current, again, this is a fuse. This little fuse has a little piece of metal inside there, and if too much current goes through that, that will blow, and then that will stop working. You don't really need to test them. Your bag of extra bulbs should come with 2, or however many you need, and you could just replace them. If you wanted to test them, you could set it on continuity, and then it's kind of hard to. And then this particular fuse is good. That's another thing you can do with a multimeter. You can check continuity. You can check your batteries. Same thing with a 1.5 volt. AA and AAA, C batteries, D batteries, they're 1.5 volts. So let's see if this one has 1.5 volts. Not exactly easy to grab it either way, it doesn't matter. Yep, so it should be a little bit over 1.5. If it's a little bit under 1.5, then it can still power things, but it's starting to go bad. Back to the Christmas lights though. This little circle thing that would go on a wreath or something is a good example of series and parallel. One strand here is working. These are LEDs. They may not have a shunt mechanism, which means if one goes bad, then the power will still go through. And then you'll just see one bad bulb, and then you can just replace that again with replacement bulbs that should have come with it. I don't have the replacement LEDs. So half of this is not working because this LED is missing. These two wires, they represent two strands, and it completes the circuit by going this way and coming back to the batteries, positive and negative. And that strand here is working because every light on that strand is good. But because of that one bulb missing, all of those bulbs are not going to work. Another thing you can do is test resistance, just as some demonstration purposes. These are resistors. Don't really see these around the house usually unless you're tinkering with electronics. As you can see there, that's a 3,000 because I set it to 20,000. So it's under, so that is 3.26. 3,200 ohms, which is correct. So what else you can do? Voltage, of course. This V here is AC voltage, and you can test outlets and things with the probes. These are insulated, so you won't get a shock. It's insulated up to 1,000 volts. As long as you carefully test two parts of the metal, and you can see if voltage is going through. If you plug in one side of the Christmas lights, and then on the other side you can check and see if the voltage is going all the way through. And this one, it's only 3 volts. So yeah, the batteries are kind of running out, but yeah, that's this is current. You can test how much current is going through something, what the current draw is. This down here is DC voltage. And then this is resistance. This ohms symbol here is resistance. That means this bulb is good. So I don't know if you can see that, but I do have a resistor. I do have a LED. It's hard to see the light, but I don't have the proper bulb replacement. And these things have a polarity. The little Christmas lights, doesn't matter which side you put it in. Doesn't matter, but LEDs, it does matter. One side is positive and one side is negative. It shouldn't fit properly if it's the wrong way. So you shouldn't have to worry too much about that. They sell Christmas tree bulb testers that you can put up to each bulb to see if it's loose or bad. I think you'd be better off if you just pressed in each bulb if you're going to be looking at each bulb anyway.